Who does your hair? No one? Me?
Bad Hair depicts a young woman's journey to self-acceptance in the entertainment world. The horror comedy makes light of a killer weave, literally. I got a chance to sit down with the stars of the new movie virtually. Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm lovely. How are you, Darissa?
You look beautiful.
Thank you, as do you.
Thank you. I loved the movie. It was actually one of the best screeners that I've seen in a very long time. And I loved your role.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What did you like about the film so much?
I liked that. Well, that's what I was going to get into. I feel that a lot, especially in the climate that we're in right now, a lot of us are moving back into this space of our authenticity. And the movie was set in the 80s and in the late 80s, where we were wearing weave, we were wearing all of, just not being who we are. And I think now we're like, no, this is who I am, all of it. What did you think about that?
I think that it's complicated. I mean, I'm sitting here in a blonde lace wig, in 2020. And when I saw the first screening of the film, I was wearing a wig that was like 28 inches long, and literally I left the screening just sort of horrified by what was on my head, just in a way that like it is. The film is eerie, and it makes you think and feel in ways. It's the horror of white supremacy is real, and I think there's something really brilliant about the ways in which horror has been grappling with white supremacy lately in recent years, and I think specifically going to hair for Black women and the horrors of and traumas around hair for us in the context of white supremacy. It's really, really deep. And this is an opportunity to kind of explore that and to exercise some of that, and then also sort of reckon with like some of the choices that I think I still feel like not that I have to make, but choices I make to sort of still feel seen and beautiful in the context that I still exist in. That makes sense.
And my last question to you is, you were a hairstylist in the movie, and we love to switch up our hair. I'm getting a sew-in next week. So what hairstyle makes you just feel the best, and why?
I was thinking of doing like a little red, I have a red bob wig that's like cut in a shag that I was thinking about wearing today, and I went with this, kind of with people are used to seeing Laverne because I was promoting the film, and I feel great blonde with a little beachy wave blonde. Okay. Like I just feel like myself. It's so bizarre. It's like really when I think about it, it's kind of weird, but I feel kind of like myself in variations of this, with like sometimes not this bright blonde, but like different shades of blonde with kind of a beachy wave. Just feels like Laverne. It feels like solid Laverne. But I like to mix things up, and I like to have to, for Emmys this year, we did like 2 different hair looks. I did a top knot with like bangs that was really fun. And then I did this grayish silver wig for when I presented at the Emmys, and that was fun. So I like to mix it up, but this feels like, fighting.
Well, you always look so gorgeous. Thank you so much for taking my interview. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Hi.
Hey, Darissa.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's quarantine?
It is what it is,
So you played such an interesting character because you were very conscious of, what you were teaching Anna. And I want to ask you, why do you think it's so important to be not only conscious, but teach your kids, specifically your daughters, about where they've come from?
Oh, in my life?
Your life, or just in general?
Well, listen, I think so I have 1 daughter and 2 sons. Being conscious or woke, being conscious of who you are and who your people are and your heritage and your culture, I think is critical for us to move forward, to understand where we came from, to understand who we are in this moment, and being able to push the boundaries forward so we move forward as a people. But it's knowledge of self. So it's important to know those things.
Right. And another question I had for you, you've played such vast characters throughout the years and you have such a great legacy, Blair. If you can describe your ideal character, who would he be?
Oh, that's easy. My ideal character that I'd love to play now is Marvin Gaye. I really want to do the Marvin Gaye story before I'm too old to play it. Before I'm too old to do it.
See that.
Yeah, well, good. I would love to do that.
Oh,
because
well, we need to make this happen.
yeah, we trying to make it happen. We trying to make it happen right now, actually. But no, because of his music, I thought he was a musical genius, but also because his life was so complicated and complex. You know, as an actor, you always want to just delve into the complexities of any human psyche. So to understand that and someone who did it on such a high level of awareness, in fact, that he was, you know, people were aware of him. He was well known for his craft and his skill. But anyway, yeah, the complexities and the music itself, and the loves and the losses in his life, I think, are very intriguing.
Right. And can you play instruments?
What's that?
Could you play instruments or?
Play instruments, but I can fake it. That's my job as I'm an actor. I can act like I can play some instruments.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Blair. I think my time is up, but I appreciate you. It's always nice talking to you.
Oh, you too, Darissa. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
First of all, how are you doing? How are both of you?
Fantastic. Oh, good. This is amazing. I'm so glad to be here.
Yes. So let's just get straight into the movie. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was just telling Laverne that this was one of the best screeners that I've watched in a long time. So it was great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I felt like Anna was compromising her authentic self a lot in the movie and just trying to fit into what she saw around her. And that's what we all do. I don't know about for you, Lena, but for me, I'm from Chicago as well. And when I moved to New York, I feel like I had to like fit this role. And that's what I saw in the movie a lot. Can you both talk about, you know, if there's ever been a moment in your life where you had to do that?
Yeah, honestly, I think that's a part of the thing we can all relate to because we've all assimilated at times and we've all made small sacrifices that have eventually led us very far from who we are. And personally, I've done that socially. I've been in relationships where I look up and I'm like, what am I doing? And even on a journey to a career, this thing, like there are ways in which beauty has been defined by the people telling us who we are, by the people with the money and the people with the opportunities. And it's hurt at times, but I think that's helped me get back to who I am even faster and be able to stand solidly on my own identity and my own beliefs. And so, and those type of things have led us to this movie. It's because of people like Justin who didn't conform that we have this, and the Jordan Peels. It's incredible.
Right. And what about for you, Lena?
It's interesting because I think, being from fellow Chicagoan, I definitely looked around and sort of soaked up the culture and the people and how they dressed, and I still carry that. So I think when I moved to Los Angeles, it was so ingrained in me, the way I was, and who I was because of where I was from and me being so proud of where I was from. I kept that energy, and I think in LA, that energy felt very unique and fresh and interesting, and it caused people to lean in. And so I learned quickly when I went to Los Angeles to pursue a career in writing that, being myself is going to get me a lot further than trying to be like somebody else.
Also, my last question, I feel like the natural hair movement is really coming back now. Why do you think that is for both of you? With you, Elle?
I think because it's a reciprocal type of a thing. We're seeing more people who look like us, therefore we're empowered. And we try it, and then more people are seeing us do it, and honestly, I'm so grateful for it. And I think it's a way to claim our identity back and walk through this world more powerfully and be a multifaceted version of Blackness. And we need it, and we're doing it, and I don't think it's gonna stop. It's not just a fad, it's not just a trend. It's us changing the world and becoming who we are even more.
Yeah.
I
wish that. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's cyclical too. I think, you have phases where everybody's hair is bone straight. You know, I remember that phase, and especially in Black Hollywood, where everybody had the like, you know, Pantene Pro V, you know, but then it got into the space of like natural hair and like, you know, braids and afro. So I love that we're in this space now where, oh, okay, our natural hair is cool. But also too, I think there shouldn't be any division or judgment if someone wants to wear, you know, straight hair or weave. Like, I don't think that's not what the movie's saying either. It's sort of like, no, however a Black woman wants to wear her hair, is how she should wear it. It's her choice.
Yeah.
It's her crown. And I think that to me is really ultimately what the movie's really saying.
Definitely. Well, thank you both. I appreciate you taking this call.